Rosa from Fancy Frugality, and today I'm going to be sharing with you some of the clothes which I have been sewing with the fabrics which I posted in my fabric haul video a couple of weeks ago. And I showed you 3 fabrics. I've used 2 of them. If you remember, there was like a stretchy knit fabric, and I was saying I was trying to find a good cardigan sewing pattern to make with that, and I haven't actually found a good cardigan sewing pattern to use yet, so that one is still as yet unsewn. The other 2 I have sewn up though, and I've also got something else to show you as well which I've sewn. If you watch my New York sewing holiday wardrobe video, which is my one I posted before this, you'll be able to see there's a couple of other bits which I've also been sewing. I sewed 2 simple frocks to take away with me, like little pinafore type dresses, really simple, really sweet, and also another anorak. But these are the things which I planned on sewing and I have now sewn, so let me show you. Right, the first fabric I'd like to show you, it was a plain black fabric, viscose suiting, a lovely heavyweight viscose suiting, and I planned on making a dress with contrast box pleats, and that's what I have made. So this is my dress. It has a fitted bodice, zip down the back, has little button tabs at the waist which are quite cute. I used a contrast button which matched with the contrast fabric. This is just a remnant I got in John Lewis. I just loved it. I couldn't leave it there. I just thought there's just something really, really pretty about that. And actually it turned out really quite well. I'm quite pleased with this garment. The one thing I would say, it kind of looks more formal than I thought it was going to look. So I'm not actually, get comfortable. So I'm not actually entirely sure when I will wear it. I've worn it to work. My intention was that I could wear it outside of work as well. I'm not sure it's really casual enough for like a weekend dress, but it has turned out really nicely. I used Cynthia Rowley, which I got free with Sew Magazine. It's number 1873. It's a simplicity pattern. The fit was okay. The fit was not brilliant. I did have to clumsily adjust the shoulder straps because they were too long for me. I'm quite short in the bodice. My legs are kind of like an average length, but my body is quite short. So I had to just pull it up from the shoulders and kind of did a bit of a makeshift adjustment there. And that made the waist fit better because the waist was fitting quite low and then it felt quite snug, but then as soon as I lifted it up to my natural waistline, it was absolutely fine. I think I made the UK size 10? No, I made the 8. And it worked out quite fine. It fits quite snugly, but I mean it's supposed to, you know, it's not supposed to be like a loose flowing dress. So there we go, that's my first make. I do love those. It was quite an easy adjustment to make as well. I just kind of increased the width of the skirt panel, split it at the centre of where the pleat would be, and then put in panels which were this wide, not very wide. You can see that's just the hem there. And yeah, I think it worked out really, really well. I probably wouldn't use this pattern again though, if I'm honest. I think it was okay. It looks a lot better on her than it looks on me. I like the fabric which they used in the picture. But yeah, probably wouldn't make that one again. But it is just because I have other patterns which are similar, which fit better. And that's what it comes down to. A fitted dress like that on the waist, it comes down to fit and how flattering it is on your body. The next fabric I'm going to show you is polka dots. I've got 2 things which are polka dotted to show you today. The linen look fabric which I used for this project is quite a nice heavy weight, but it doesn't crease up like actual linen does, which is great, so it's a win-win situation. I decided to go for like a biker, I think they're called like moto style jackets, something like that. I'm probably saying that wrong. And I used this lovely pattern which is Lisette for Butterick, 6169. And I obviously made UA. The only change which I made was that I left the pockets out because they were like about this deep and I thought I'm never going to even fit my hands in those. It's kind of a waste of time like putting them in. I also found, I should note this, is that I found this pattern absolutely massive. Like I made it up in a size 10 because I usually make my jackets in a 10 so they fit them over jumpers and stuff. And it was just, I put it on, I've adjusted it now so it fits fine, and it was just huge. Apart from the arms are actually okay, but the actual, in the body, it was just massive. So what I did was there's a seam. I'll just zip it up so you can see how it looks. Zip it up a bit high actually. like this. It's quite a nice fitted jacket, quite nice in the sleeve. I really like this fabric, but I feel like it might be better in like a plain, maybe. You kind of lose there's a lot of seam detailing things in the zip. I feel like in the polka dot you kind of lose a lot of that. But it's quite cool. I'm imagining it looking, probably not with my frilly vintage blouse, but imagining it would look really cool with jeans, you know, quite casual, quite nice for springtime. Yeah, so I'm quite pleased with this one. I think it's very cute. It was very simple actually. I was a bit concerned about inserting the zip because I've never done one quite like that, like sandwiched in, but it was really simple. I just made sure I tacked everything in really carefully, really securely. And I lined it with just plain black poly cotton, quite cheap, and quite smooth as well to get on and off. So yes, good, but comes out big on me. Probably, that's just me. This one's good, but comes out quite long. But you know, both of those are really easy alterations to make. It just makes making them take a bit longer, and that's why I'm a bit boring. I tend to stick with like the patterns which I know fit me and I know suit me, and I can just churn them out really quickly because fit is just not an issue, you know, or if there is an issue, I know exactly what alterations I need to make really easily. So when you're trying a new pattern, it's always going to take you a bit longer, I find. Now, the knitted fabric I said I haven't made up. So the third thing I'm going to show you are my ultimate trousers from Sew Over It. Look how beautiful this pattern is. I don't look quite that chic in mine, but a girl can try. I'm actually thinking this is a vintage blouse I made from a vintage pattern, funny enough, like an actual vintage pattern from the 80s. And I like this little blouse. It's got a little flouncy sleeve. It's kind of springy. And I'm wearing it with my New Look skirt, which has buttons all the way down the front. Faux suede with buttons down the front. This is a New Look pattern, and this is a vintage pattern. And actually, these trousers would look cute with this blouse, I think, because they have a very vintage feel to them. They're a little bit wrinkled because I wore them yesterday, and they were really cute. They're a cropped length, not very cropped, sort of like a capri type length, and they have a waistband on. The pattern doesn't include that, but if you go onto the Sew Over It YouTube channel, which I just love, I love all those videos which Lisa makes, there's a tutorial on how to add a waistband, which I use, was really, really helpful. But also, I actually bought this pattern at the Knitting and Stitching show, and I got to meet Lisa, and she very helpfully explained how to lengthen the, what do you call this, crotch line maybe? I hate that word. Lengthen the length of the trousers to make them high-waisted, which is what I wanted, so I can tuck things in and it will look really sweet in the warm weather, and then also add a waistband. So Lisa did explain it to me, and then I went and just checked the video as well to make sure I remembered it correctly. I added I think 4 inches to the length, and then the waistband is the depth of 2 inches. Another thing which I really liked about this pattern was that it accommodates my bottom, which most trouser patterns don't, it turns out. But these really did. I think probably because they were so high-waisted. The problem I have is that when I make trousers, is they ride really low at the back, like because it sticks out so that they'll sit really low down. So it's better for me to have high-waist styles. So that's really great. I love these trousers. I mean, I know that's two spotty garments in one one video. I have a bit of a spotty problem. I just love it. I think they look so sweet with stripes, with little flowery blouses. Wouldn't this look nice, these two together? I mean, it's a bit of a print overkill, perhaps, but I don't care. Anyway, that's everything that I have to show you today. Thank you so much for watching and for all the lovely comments. Do give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and click subscribe. It's really lovely talking to people who subscribe to my videos, to my channel, whatever it's called. And I really, really love reading all the comments and hearing about all the sewing which you've been doing. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. See you again soon. Bye!